Hi everyone, we're here at Elliott Bay Marina and I have a fantastic boat tour for you today. We have a 2005 Nordic tug. Her name's Whisky Mama. My name is Ben Oaksmith with Oaksmith Yachts, and let's get started. So in the cockpit here, you have a great bench storage with propane in this side. You can fit fenders, lines, etc. in here. Then we move back, you also have some rocket launchers here, some fender storage right here. And then on the deck, you have this brand new Raptor decking. And in here you have a lazarette, access to your hydraulic steering, plenty of storage up into the boat as well. You have a grill, port side aft, and a really nice ladder here to get up to the boat deck. As we move forward into the salon, you also have this incredible backup camera, so you don't have to ask your mate how close you are to the dock. You can just look at your screens forward. And you have really generous counter space here with a freezer on the aft side of the galley. And you also have a sink, plenty of storage underneath here for any odds and ends, cutlery, dishes, pots and pans. You have your propane cooktop here and propane oven down below. Then you have a microwave forward here in the galley as well, and the matching sized refrigerator on the opposite side of the galley from the freezer. As we move to the port side here, you have your salon, which was really generous. There's plenty of handholds, so you can keep this closed when you're underway and get by it quickly, but you also have the ability to roll it out so that you can add a couple chairs, invite some friends and family over for dinner, and then shut it back up when you're ready to go out and go to sea. You have some storage up here for charts, books, your Wagoneers from 2005. You have your control for your Esper diesel heater on this side, and then you have your reverse cycle air control unit over here, as well as the vents right here. This boat's really well thought out. You have two control panels. So on the port side, you have your 220 volt breaker, and your generator control module, and then on the starboard here, you have your 110 volt with all your remote battery switches, your Victron battery management system on here as well. So everything's really neatly put together. So you don't have to go searching for your 110 versus your 220 voltage on this boat. As we move forward to the helm, you have up and above, you have two VHF controls. You have your wind meter here. You have your autopilot here. You have your Furuno GPS, your clock, and then on this side, you have your Fusion stereo, so your co-pilot can be your DJ as well. As we look at the helm, you have a really convenient Raymarine screen that can be configured in a custom format to whatever you want, but right now, as a chart plotter, the camera, and your depth sounder on it. You have a compass straight ahead. You have an iPad holder with charging down below here so that you can use any modern technology that comes out, any apps, Navionics, look at the web for weather, etc., etc. You have your bow thruster controller on this side. You have all your controls for your windshield wipers, engine room lights, your defrosters, your battery parallel. Everything's really convenient here so that in case you do need to use something while you're operating the boat, it's really easy to get to. You have your throttle control, you have your wheel, you have your dual VHF handhelds right here on either side. And as we move forward, you'll notice that there's two sliding doors on either side of the boat. There's really convenient handholds and stanchions down low so you feel secure. And then you also have handholds up top here on both sides. Then as you move forward, you have additional handholds on either side of the boat as well. So you always feel secure when you're moving forward in order to get to the anchor or whatever else you need to do up here. You have a 1200 watt Tigris windlass on the boat with a 20 kilogram Rocknet anchor, so 58 pounds or so, give or take, with a smart plug shore power system. So you don't have to worry about overcharging your system. And then as we move back and look at the boat, you actually have diamond sea glaze windows on the boat, which are a really high quality window built up in Canada. And then these windshield wipers. You have twin 330 watt solar panels with a total wattage of 660, watts rather, with sonar, cell phone extender, VHF antennas, and then we'll talk more about everything else that's on the boat deck a little bit later. When we're moving back, I guess I've already talked about all the handholds. So these handholds are great when you're moving in. Then you can just easily get back to the helm station or the co-pilot station and help out your first, or your skipper if you're over there. You have a really convenient 110 volt right here with USB-C, so you can charge anything you have up here: computers, cell phones, iPads, any navigation equipment. Touch activated navigation light here. You have red lights throughout, so above and on deck, so that if you are running at night, that you're not losing your night vision. You have defrosters here as well, so that you can make sure that you can see what's going on as you're moving forward. As you move forward and down into the accommodations, you have your gray water and black water sensors and tank levels right here. And then you have more red lights coming down here for underway navigation, or underway safety. And then as you go to the port side of the boat, you have a really generous crew quarters, for lack of a better term, with a full-size bottom bunk and a twin-size top bunk, with nice port lights, with screens, and nice little storage on the side there. As we move forward and starboard, just across from that berth we just looked at, you'll notice that there's a really generous vanity and sink in here, but also a full stand-up shower, dry shower to the forward section of the head, and then a vacuum flush head to the aft section as well. And as we move forward from the head and that berth, we have this island queen berth forward for the captain. You have plenty of storage. So on either side of the berth, you have storage on either side, and then you also have a really generous hanging locker on the starboard and port sides of the boat. You have a fire extinguisher in here as well. You have a really nice hatch above with a mosquito net on it, so that in the event that you are up in Canada and it is mosquito season, you can stay cool and unbitten at the same time. You have additional storage right below the bed, right here. And then as you can see on this bilge access locker, these are brand new wood floors, wood sole on the boat. This boat is in great condition, and she's ready for another owner. As we move into the engine room here, we have 3 Victron 200 amp hour batteries aft and starboard. That's your house bank. You also have an inverter charger, 3000 watt channel. You have your smart solar charge module. You have your 3 battery switches, which are electronic switches, so they're remote and are accessed from this 110 volt panel up here next to the helm. You have a really nice space for your toolbox strapped down over to the starboard forward. Then you have a lot of other systems that we can talk through at length if you come to see the boat. This 330 horsepower Cummins diesel has 2,100 hours on it, so it's ready for a new owner. It's got plenty of life left in her. She's had regular maintenance, and as scheduled maintenance has been done, there's been oil analysis done with each one of those scheduled maintenances as well. Those records are available for you if you wanted to come see it. You have twin Raycor filters here for scrubbing the fuel. You have your oil pump change pump over here, the Wabasco. You have your generator battery, your start battery here, and a Fireboy automatic fire extinguisher too, just in case a fire does break out down here. Easy access to your marine strainer. Just very, very generous engine room with plenty of space to work on the boat yourself if you decided that you wanted to. So up here on the boat deck, we have a life sling so that you can throw that overboard and get anybody that's fallen into the water. You also have a 2,000 pound capacity crane here that lifts this 9-foot inflatable, aluminum bottom and inflatable dinghy with a 15 horsepower Tohatsu engine, and it has a fish finder on board too. So you can take this out fishing. It has a couple rocket launchers in it, a couple fishing rod holders. You also have a 250-foot line of ultra line so that you can stern tie when you're up at on a moorage ball up at Chatterbox Falls or anywhere else up north that you need to tie off to those fjords. But all in all, it's a really generous space. So once that dinghy's in there, it's a great place to lounge too, put some pads or towels up here and have a great time. Thank you so much for joining us on this tour of Whiskey Mama. We had a great time. We hope you did too. If you want any more information, please feel free to reach out at oaksmithyachts.com. And looking forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for joining us.